We hear in our second reading tonight from Paul's letter to the Philippians, and this is what we hear. Their minds are occupied with earthly things, but our citizenship is in heaven. Now that word citizenship is something that's intriguing to me because it kind of begs, or it kind of has this connotation to it like we belong, like the sense of belonging. Right, that as what St. Paul says is we need to be citizens, or we are citizens, by virtue of our very baptism. We are citizens of this kingdom of heaven. You know, technically we're kind of citizens of the world, but as St. Paul kind of goes into is that we're supposed to be heavenly, but we have often this tendency to get distracted with these earthly things. And it kind of gets in the way of us living that citizenship out to the full. And so there's this sense of belonging that is made known. That we don't just belong to this world. In fact, this world tries to pull us back and just keeps pulling and pulling and pulling on us. Doesn't want us to be part of this heavenly kingdom. But Christ came into this world so that we can belong to heaven. So we don't belong here, we belong to heaven. It's like this. We belong to you, O Lord of our longing. We belong to you in our daily living, dying and rising. We belong to you. And if we hear those words of the song and the words of St. Paul, it can resonate. That yes, we're in this world, but we're not meant for it. We're meant for something else. We're meant for something greater. Because we belong to this kingdom, not of this world. This is fine. Yes, we can do whatever we want here. Great. But if we just continue that, if we continue to be overcome and overpowered by all the things of this world, by the material things of this world, as St. Paul goes into, that citizenship and that sense of belonging to God and belonging to the kingdom of heaven becomes harder and harder to actually live out. Yes, we belong to you, O Lord, the Lord of our longing, in our daily living, in our dying, and our rising. So in all things, Lord, we should belong to you. It's no easy task to completely belong to Christ. It's challenging, but the road to sainthood is challenging. But we have the extreme benefit of being able to have the greatest gift to help get us there, the Eucharist. The Eucharist as food and medicine and God's gift of himself to us to bring us closer and closer to him every single time. So yes, we belong to him, we belong to heaven, we belong to God, but God's not just saying, hey, good luck, and throwing us out in the deep and saying, let me know when you're done. No. God continues to pour out himself to us in the Eucharist. That's why he gave us himself in the Eucharist. So that when we do actually acknowledge this fact that we do belong to him, and when we choose to live that out, we have the Eucharist to help pull us in. Because the earth is pulling us this way, and the Eucharist just cuts that rope and lets us go completely towards him. And so we can live that life of belonging to God completely and wholeheartedly every single day.